This is Lauren Fogelman at ExpertSportsPerformance.com, working with highly driven, motivated athletes on having more focus, confidence, and the ability to effectively deal with distractions when competing for high performance. Today's topic is about building an athlete's confidence. Recently, I had been talking with a basketball player that was suffering from low self-esteem. All of a sudden, his confidence was off, and he wasn't having fun anymore. You see, what happened with him is he went from being an all-star player in a small school, transferred to a larger school, and all of a sudden, he wasn't the top dog anymore. That completely shook him up, threw him off guard. He had no idea, and he didn't know what to do with it. It put him in some type of struggle. So I want to go through the very steps I went through with him, and I'm going to show you how we actually worked it through so that he was getting back onto his A game again. And this is going to be something a little bit new, different, and a little edgy, but just stick with me and be open-minded. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing is he had expectations of how things ought to be. And when he went to try out for the new team, all of a sudden, he wasn't the top dog anymore. He had players that were just as good as him, if not better. He'd never been around such tough competition before. And this kind of rocked his boat a little bit. So his expectations of how things ought to be and what actually was were two different things, and it caught him off guard. So therefore, there was a surprise element. The surprise element all of a sudden was something that was out of his paradigm, his way of looking at the world, and it was so new to him, he just didn't know what to do with it. And when it came to that point, he had one of two choices to make, and let's see how that worked out. So the first choice is you could go into some doubt and fear. First, you begin to doubt yourself. You wonder why this is happening. How could this be? Maybe you really weren't as good as you thought. And then you go into fear. What if I make mistakes? People watching me. I have to perform because there's so many better guys. And your head just starts to spin, and it can spiral down to a really, really low place if you keep on going that way. And that was what was happening with this basketball player. All of a sudden, where he originally was very confident coming into this new school, his confidence started to get shaky, and not only was it affecting him on the court, it was affecting him off the court as well. And the other way that he could have gone, which we eventually did during our work together in one private session, was reframes. I worked with him on taking the negatives, the self-doubt, the low confidence, and turning it around so that he would start to be able to build on what was going well, his focus, where he wanted to be, and opening him up to new possibilities. Now, we did this by a specific technique called the emotional freedom techniques, and basically that works with your energy, because when you're thinking about negative thoughts, you're really focused on being stuck, you're focused on what's doing well. It's all about the problems. And I wanted to kind of like break through that energy and put it in the positive, working towards solutions, and really getting him focused on his goals and getting him back into loving basketball once again. So I want you to kind of do this with me. Give it a test run. Like I said, it's a little bit weird, but stick with me because it does work. Think about something with your sport where you all of a sudden had something happen out of surprise. You weren't ready for that, and it threw you off guard. You began to doubt yourself a little bit. Now, what would that be for you? Get really, really clear about it. Really tune into it. Now, as you're tuning into it, think about what emotion might be coming up. And what's the intensity of that emotion from 0 to 10, when 10 being the most intense? Do you feel that in your body anywhere? And now we're ready to go. So I'm going to say some phrases. Go ahead and repeat them aloud, or in your head, that's fine. Either way works. If you want to change them a little bit, that's fine too. Anyway, just follow along with what I do, and let's check in and see how it is afterwards. So thinking about that thing that caused you to lose confidence, let's go ahead and get started. Tapping right here in what's called the karate chop point. It's that point right on the side of your hand. Even though I expected things to go one way, I got caught off guard. It made me begin to doubt myself. I wasn't sure if I was really that good anymore. I deeply love and accept all parts of myself, and I want to get back my A game. Now let's go ahead and tap above our eyebrows. I expected things to be one way, and it became something totally different. Go to the side of your eyes, right in the corners. I don't know what happened, but it just didn't work out as I expected. Onto your cheekbones. Maybe I'm really not as good as I thought I was. One hand under your nose. I'm not really sure what to do. One hand under your lips. I question myself now, and it's slowing me down. I don't really like this. Collarbone. I wonder what coach wants me to do. Under your arms. I feel like I'm letting everybody else down. I hate it when I make mistakes. Top of your head. I'm just hesitating. It doesn't seem to be as easy for me. And I'm not sure what's going on, but I know it's not fun when I'm like that. Now I like to turn a negative into a positive, so let's do another round of tapping. When I was playing really well, it was easy and I had a lot of fun. Go to the side of your eyes. I've been playing my game for so long. Sometimes I just dream about it because I love it so much. Under your eyes. Maybe this is just a new challenge where I can become an even better player. One hand under your nose. I want to be an important part of the team. It really means a lot to me. Under your lips. I can just look at this as a new challenge and work on one thing at a time, staying really focused and knowing how much I love the game. Collarbone. It's my focus that got me good to begin with. When I'm focused, it's like magic happens. And it goes so smoothly. Under your arms. I remember playing well before, and when I even think about it, I feel so much happier. So I'm going to think about playing well again before my next game and see how that works. Top of your head. I love playing well. I have so much fun. It's easy, there's flow, and I get in the zone. And when I get in the zone, I'm a really confident player. So go ahead and stop tapping. Take a deep breath in. And just check in with yourself. That emotion that you had before, do you still feel it? Do you feel it in your body anywhere? And give it that level of intensity from 0 to 10. Is it the same? Is it different? Even if it went up or down, having any movement means that you're going in the right direction. What I would say, if you're not at a 0 yet, do another round of tapping with this video, maybe even getting more specific as to what your particular confidence issue might be that you want to have a breakthrough on. Stick with me on this. I know it's a little bit different, but this is the secret sauce that helps to break that negative energy and get you back on your A game. I would love to hear comments, posts, what you thought about the tapping. And if there's something in particular that you want to do tapping around, let me know. Anyway, if you're interested in my special report, The 7 Mistakes Even the Best Athletes Make, go to my website, expertsportsperformance.com, put your name and email address in the upper right-hand corner. Immediately, you'll get my free report. I look forward to hearing your comments posted. Lauren Fogelman, ExpertSportsPerformance.com. More focus, more wins.